which I will read to you. But before I read his introduction, I have to tell you, I competed against Donald Kelly. But he thinks that he beat me because I was the winner that day. I sat and witnessed a world champion speaker, and I learned from that to help me grow and get better each day. And friends, guess what that means? You have the opportunity to learn, develop your excellence, and take away what makes this a world champion speaker. Do you want the timing parameters, or you know your time? Do you want to see them again? Okay. Can you time to show us it's 5 to 7 minutes? The green light, please. I'm not going to use my eraser again.
Fellow Toastmasters members and guests, at the minimum of 5 minutes, you get the green. In the middle, 6 minutes, you get the yellow. And red is the maximum, 7 minutes with 30 seconds to run. Thank you.
And if you do a book for your objectives, do you want those read? Do we have them? No? We're just going to go. I just don't. I've already been through one erase with a brand new one. Are you coming to Toastmasters?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought so.
We won't bite.
No, you can come.
You're welcome.
Donald is District 47, 2013 Humorous Speaking Champion, District 47, 2016 International Speaking Champion, and he placed third in the semifinals. Toastmasters third. That is huge. At the Toastmasters International 2000 World Champion of Public Speaking. Donald is the host of the popular sales podcast, The Sales Evangelist. He is the founder of the Sales Evangelist consulting firm, where he helps entrepreneurs and struggling salespeople master the art of selling. He's a big fan of traveling, South Florida staycations, and high-quality family time. Donald has a belief that anyone can sell if they have the desire and receive proper training. You can connect with him at thesalesevangelist.com or see him after the meeting. But I present to you today the world champion in our book of public speaking, I Hate Selling, Toastmaster Donald.
Fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. I'm here today to tell you how much I hate selling. Or should I say, hated selling. But in some instances, today I still do hate selling. So see, let's take a poll. How many of us in the room can say that we've had a horrible sales experience? It's okay. How many of us in the room can say we had an okay sales experience in our life? Now, how many in the room can say, just like what Sherry said, that she loves to shop? Right? There's a famous quote by Jeffrey Gitomer that says, people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. If you ever hear a friend say, I was sold a car, they will probably take that car back. Or if you heard someone say, I was sold this product, they will more than likely reject it. But it's when we own it and possess it, when we make a decision, a conscious decision, then we become excited about what we're doing. For me, as a new sales professional back in the early 2000s, I graduated from college. And everyone told me, Donald, you have a great personality. You should go into sales. That is exactly what I did. Don't listen to relatives. And then I flopped. Literally, I flopped. I remember graduating from college, coming to the field, thinking that I knew everything there is to know about selling, and then actually realizing that I was broke. I was making about $30,000 a year, and anyone know living downtown West Palm Beach, that's really just paying taxes. It was horrible. It was tough. I had to borrow money from my mom, and it felt like a typical millennial, right? But instead of living at home, I lived somewhere else and earned money from my mother. It wasn't until I got proper sales training that I realized that selling wasn't as difficult as I thought it was going to be. And I started to practice those principles, and I started to see a tremendous success. And today I hope, now many of you are probably not in sales, but what I would love for you to learn by the time we're done today is to share with you take the principles and apply them in many different aspects of your life, because we each have to convince, persuade, or invite others to make action. There's been a study that showed that 85% of persuasion, 85% of business success comes from the power of persuasion. Who would like to be more persuasive? Today I'm going to tell you some simple principles that you can take and apply to become more persuasive. One of the very first things that you need to understand is going back to the first principle that people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. People love to be in relationships, but no one wants to be tricked into a relationship. People love to go out to the movies, but no one wants to be tricked by a friend to go into a movie. And no one likes those Facebook stalkers who try to sell you everything with their multi-level marketing. But here's what I will tell you. If you can tap into what moves people, what makes people tick, what makes people happy, you'll be more than likely to help persuade them. Simon Sinek has a famous book titled Start With Why. The principle of the book is that everyone has something deep down inside of them that moves them. Now, before I get deeper into this, it's not money. Money is an outcome or a result. For instance, for me, one of the things that moved me, my why early on, was being able to never have to be in a situation to beg. If you've heard my speeches before, you've heard about my situation where I actually lived in a laundry room. My family was technically homeless, and I lived with a relative, and it was tough. And I remember going to school and coming home every day and feeling just worthless. And I remember just feeling like, why in the world did this happen to us? My mom's a good lady, she works hard. And then it taught me that, you know what? It's life. I worked really hard, and I did go to college, and obviously graduated and started a profession. And when I started to see success, I made it a goal that I would never ever let my family be in a situation like that again. Since then, I've helped my mom in many different ways, and I can tell you that she's no longer worrying too much. It was a why that was inside of me that pushed me, even when I had my dark days. So me as an individual, if somebody wanted to help me, or wanted to tap or sell me on something, they would recognize that what is the thing that moves Donald the most? It is his desire to help his family and to be successful. That is worth more than any dollar. When you talk to someone, when you meet someone, you need to ask more questions than you say more comments. One of the mishaps that many of us make in our act of persuading or selling individuals is that we feel that we have to speak a lot. But in actuality, it's the person that talked the least that leaves with the most. Oftentimes, we just need to listen. The second important thing I want to teach you, besides understanding someone's why and what moves them, is to make sure that you're sincere with individuals. Nothing can convince anyone to do anything more than trust. And as we know, Ryan Avery said, trust is a must. It's not only important in relationships, but it's also important in all aspects of our lives. If you can't be trusted, no one will want to do business with you. If you can't be trusted, no one will be willing to listen to you or to take your advice. I have a friend going through a marriage challenge right now, and I am 32, and I've been married for a little bit, almost 4 years. Now, I'm no genius on relationships, but why did he come to me? He's much older. It was because we have a friendship, and he trusts me. My advice were important to him in other aspects of his life, so therefore it was important with a marriage question. Now, do you have situations in your life where you can persuade someone, but the trust factor is not there? The best way to build trust is to do what you say that you will do. And if you mess up, you can always fix it by always saying, I'm sorry. Now, the third and final thing to being successful, and especially convincing and persuading others, is being consistent. There are studies that show, especially in sales, when you reach out to somebody one time, they're usually maybe not convinced. But when you reach out to them about 6 or 7 times, they typically turn around. And the reason why that is not because they don't like you. It's not because they hate you. It's just a simple fact that people have life, and we get busy. But when you are persistent and consistent, people will always, always, always be open to hearing what you have to say. Now, whether you're going into sales today or tomorrow, I want you to take these 3 principles. Find the why, make sure you can be trustworthy, and be persistent and consistent. And you, my friend, will be convincing to anyone.